Let's say for this effect, I hand the deck over to the spectator and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, I would have the spectator take out any card they would like, look at it, and remember it. So let's say this is your card. Go ahead and remember this for me. So once the spectator has remembered their card, I would take it back. I can show it to you one more time, right there. And we would go ahead and cut this somewhere into the deck. And I could give the deck a couple of cuts just like this. So after I have done that, I would explain to the spectator, since the beginning of the effect, I have had one card in this box as a prediction. So for the first time ever, I would like for you to go ahead and name your card out loud. So let's say they do that right now. And I can also show the spectator too that there are no other cards in the box. And if I wave my hand over the card in the box, snap my fingers, there should only be one card, and I hope that was your card, the 9 of diamonds. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Before we get into the tutorial, in case you're wondering about the deck I'm using, I don't really know the name, but these are sort of like a brown bicycle deck, you could call it. I think I have a deck review on these, so if I can find it, I will leave a link in the description. So for this a video, we're really not going to be learning the effect too much. I'll go over it at the end, but really we're going to be learning that top change move. So I don't know how to do the top change, but this is actually an easier way to do the top change. So let's go ahead and go over an in-depth tutorial of this, and then I'll get into the effect a little. So really all this involves is one card either in the box or the spectator touches, it doesn't matter. And you're going to have one card on top of the deck that the spectator is going to remember. So it's going to be like their selection, and you controlled it to the top. So let's say in this case, the spectator chose the 10 of spades and you controlled it to the top. I will leave some tutorials in the description of card controls, and in case you're wondering what I did, I just did a couple of swing cuts keeping a break. I will leave a link for the swing cut, but really quick, here is what I did. So you're going to swing cut about half the deck, you put your pinky in there, and you keep swing cutting portions of the deck, but you actually have a break right there. And then all I did was I just cut as many cards as I wanted from the break. Excuse me. And then once this break is gone, you put this half right on top. If you cut this anymore, you're going to lose their selection somewhere into the deck. So that is all I did. So before the spectator even selects a card, though, I have it set up as one card in the box. You could have them, once you control their card on top, actually touch a card and do it that way, but it doesn't matter. So once their card is on top, you're going to be explaining, okay, since the beginning of the effect, I have had one card in the box as a prediction. And what if it is your card? And while you're saying this, showing the box, the hand holding the deck, you're going to want to catch a break below this top card. So you could do a pinky count. So you could pull down and put your pinky in. I'll leave a link for the pinky count. You could even riffle up before you grab the box. One more way you could do it is this. So what if out of all the cards, this prediction was yours? And keep in mind, your card is lost somewhere in the middle, and I don't know where it is. And just like this, I push over two cards. Once I put this face down card on top, I put my pinky or my index finger on the second card, which is theirs. I lift up, I put my pinky in, and I grab a break. So now I have a break under two cards. And here is the move you're gonna do. So here it is exposed. So you say, okay, for the first time ever, name your card out loud. Let's say they do the 10 of spades, and you can say, okay. How about you check the box for me just to make sure there's no other cards in there? And while they're doing that, because you're going to need some misdirection, it's going to help anyway. You're going to turn your hand into yourself, and the thumb that's on the same hand that's holding the deck, it's going to go on the top left corner, but diagonal. So pushing down, applying some pressure. Your other four fingers are going to come right into this pinky break, lift up, so it's almost like a double lift. If you're not comfortable with the double lift, I will leave some tutorials in the description. But you're just going to grab this, and while you're turning your hand in, all at once, this thumb is going to go forward, and these fingers are going to go back. So forward, back. But I would recommend pushing forward a little first, and then back with your fingers. So something like this. Because if you do it all at once, you hear that noise it makes without the snapping. Try to do that one more time, but without the snapping. Okay, like that. So you don't want that noise because even though most people might not be able to hear it, there might be someone that does hear it, and it might actually, catch them off guard. So you just want to be careful and avoid all of those things. So I have it like this. I turn my hand into myself, and without going very fast, okay? Because now you have all the time in the world, because they think you're still going to take this card. You could use this thumb here that's across the deck diagonal to push, back the card some, and then you could take it out like this. But it doesn't matter. So you're like this, and then you take it out. And that's the move. So once you did that, you ask them, oh, their card, and the 10 is right there. I will go over that a couple more times, just so you can see how this works. So you have their card on top, and you have a break under their card. You're going to put this face down card on top, make sure it's squared up, turn your hand into yourself and say, here, examine the box and make sure there's no other cards in here. And while they do that, you're going to grab the break, and if you want, you could pinch down and then move this deck hand away, and that's going to accomplish the same thing. So without me talking, here's what it's gonna look like. Just like that, okay? Now there might be some sound there, but just try as good as you can to make sure there's no sound. So you're right here, and you could just move your index out of the way. You could pull up a little on the card to make sure the spectator doesn't see it, and then you can pull the card out. But either way you want to do it, the card is right there. And this is a really nice way to do the top change. Because if you don't know the top change, here's an exposed view. I'm not going to teach it because I'm not good at it, but it's going to look like this. So you're talking, you come in, you line up everything, and then you grab the second card while still talking and moving your hands. So just like this. But this is actually easier because you have the break, you put the card on top, and then while talking, moving your hands, you can take out the second card. okay? And that is really the move. So for the effect I did in the performance, which is actually quite simple, you should be able to figure it out. I had one card in the box at the beginning. I then had a card selected and controlled to the top. Let's say the 10 of spades. And then I was talking about, you could have had any card. We shuffled your card somewhere into the deck, and I had a prediction here since the beginning. I already have my break. I'm going to take out this card, excuse me, put on top of the deck face down, line and square it up. You can talk, and then you can move your hands, and when you're ready, you can do the move. You can say, okay. Well, there's one card in the box since the beginning, and what was your card? The 10 of spades, the 10 of spades. And that's going to be the video from me. But before I actually end this, I'm going to leave a video in the description of a really nice card to card box, sort of, that actually uses this move that you should learn. That's why I wanted to dedicate an entire video to this move. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye.